Someone once said the road to glory is paved with suffering. Even so, Weston Peick wouldn't change a thing.
From 2010 to 2014 went by, and like it was like this huge blur of what am I doing? I'm racing 3 or 4 different brand motorcycles and asking any and everybody for small amounts of money here and there, or just selling stuff that you didn't want to sell to get money to race.
'Cause I've been down, buried under the ground, far away from the sea.
When I was really struggling and really had no money, it was like I was sitting there building my own motors, you know, replacing the parts that needed to be done. And there's a lot of stuff that I, you know, had always done hands-on and had to do myself. I would race half the year, the whole year, how many ever races I did, and then I would finish the season with no money. My dad had already blown all of his money on me racing. I actually borrowed money coming into 2012 to go racing.
Boy, and Weston Peick just keeps impressing everybody, not on a factory bike.
I've just been so impressed with how Weston Peick,
getting the job done.
The toughest part was definitely that anger of like when you're beating people with what you have, and they have a factory ride or they have a ride and they keep just overlooking you. The competitors that I raced with, or even like the people that worked in the industry that were like, oh man, just keep hanging on, it'll come. But it was like, it's not happening, what am I doing wrong? You didn't know what to do. You're like emotionally like, do I quit?
He's had a 7th, 2 5ths, trying to land another top 5 finish here.
You know, I look back, like my parents have sold everything they've had to get me to succeed to that point. So it's like, definitely the quitting was going through my mind a few times, but then, you know, luckily I had people that would last minute throw in money and support the program to get me to the next stage of struggle.
Finally, last season, Joe Gibbs Racing gave Peick the chance of a lifetime.
I go to the inside, goes the Yamaha rider.
And he is hungry. Weston Peick feels like he's ready to challenge for a win.
A lot of these kids that are coming up these days don't have that hard, true grit like you have to go broke to show people that, like, that side that, like, you're not going to give up and you're going to do whatever you possibly can to get to the top spot.
He came out of the gate with some serious aggression, and he fought for it.
So cool to see Weston in this position.
Well, we've said it for the last few years. Somebody needs to give him a shot, and he's making the most of it.
You've almost died, you know, slaying yourself to get to this point. Fighters, they come up from nothing and just, you know, grind. And I was scraping for what I needed, and then, you know, finally you have that first big accomplishment for them would be a fight, and then they win, and then they kind of name gets bigger and bigger. So in the same sense, it's kind of that same feeling.